Today on the Clock Tips podcast. Your brain likes you to win, and I'm sure you do too. And so, the more you set yourself up to win, the more you're going to want to do things that will make you feel like that again. Welcome to the Clock Tips podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Melissa Richardson. Thanks for joining us. Let's talk about how to get more time when you feel like you don't have any. So one way to get more time is to first just understand how your brain feels about time and failure. Let's say you plan to do something and you think it will take you 2 hours, but it actually took you 4 hours. There are a couple of things you could consider here. First of all, if this is something that's really hard to do and requires a lot of focus, your biological timing system or circadian system tends to support you better if it's in the morning. That's the time when most people are alert and can focus on difficult tasks. So if you feel like you don't have enough energy and focus to accomplish something and it's taken you so long to complete it, try doing it earlier in the day. That's thing number one. Now, back to the idea that something is just taken so long to complete compared to how long you thought it would take you. I like to use something called buffer time. When we make different plans, let's say we have to leave our home, stop at the grocery store, stop at the pharmacy, then come home. Those are a couple different steps involved in that errand, which a lot of people might refer to it as. And you may say, I think it will take me an hour to complete that. Now, you go out, you're on the road, there's traffic, the lines are long at the store, and suddenly you're looking at the time and it's almost 2 hours later, and you're still not home yet. Your brain looks at this as a failure, in a way. And yes, you are accomplishing things, but you don't feel good that you're taking longer than you thought it would. And then what your brain does with this type of information is it makes this all a negative experience because it says, you made a plan, it took longer than you said, we're not doing a good job, and you're not good at planning. And this errand that you're running is a bad thing. And what your brain loves to do, it loves you and it tries to protect you from bad things. So the next time you might need to do an errand, you might find yourself procrastinating, putting it off, because it's just going to take longer than you might think. So, what is a way you can deal with that? You can try using buffer times. Realistically, think about each step of the process. How long will it take you to actually get into the car? How long will it take you to get out the car and start shopping? How long might it take you to shop? How long might the lines be if it's at 5 p.m. versus 2 p.m.? Think about each step and realistically just about how long it might take. Then add buffer times. Buffer time is extra time before and after each task. Now, instead of saying that my errand run might take me 1 hour, I might say it could possibly take me 3 hours. And so now I've scheduled 3 hours in my day to do this errand run. Now, when you go and do this task, it's very possible that you will finish sooner or close to the time that you planned. How does your brain feel about that? If you complete a task ahead of schedule, your brain looks at you and say, wow, you are a good planner. You are good at doing things, getting things done, getting them done early. Look at you go. And that will be seen as a win in your brain. You might even release some dopamine and start to feel really good about yourself. Your brain likes you to win, and I'm sure you do too. And so the more you set yourself up to win, the more you're going to want to do things that will make you feel like that again. So start out just by being realistic with your task and how much time it will take. And just to be sure, add buffer time to it to make sure that you are going to turn it into a win. And there are other variables. I won't speak of all of them, but one of them is something you probably can't control, and it's people and just unpredictable things that can pop into your day. You might be at work and you're getting emails that you didn't expect. You might be at your desk or at home and someone comes and asks you to help them with something. You might get a phone call or, just things unexpectedly happen in life all the time. Even if you made that plan with the buffer time and everything, you might get interrupted by someone or something else happening around you. And that's very possible and highly likely. Think about it. So what do you do then? Well, you can't control all of those things. And sure, you can say no or I cannot do that. But some things are unavoidable and you just have to deal with them. What you could do is something I like to say, buying time for my future self. And how I do that is by doing a lot of things that I need to do in the future today. So let's say, for example, I have a series of things that I need to complete in the next 3 weeks. And let's say these are 10 things. I sit and do my calculations, and I think that I can comfortably accomplish these tasks in 12 hours. Instead of doing one today, one the next day, then wait 2 days and do another task for a couple hours every day, what I can do is just put aside some time today and maybe tomorrow, get all these tasks done. And now what I've just done for myself is the rest of that 3-week period is kind of free. If you take tasks that you can do over a long time and do them sooner, you're freeing up time. Now, do not go and just put a whole bunch of new things in that time spot. Leave it free enough to allow time for the random things you can't control. This way, when things pop up, and they will because life happens, you can say, well, at least I've done a bunch of things I needed to do already. And once you continue that type of a cycle, whether it's a daily cycle or a weekly cycle, where you do a bunch of things that you need to accomplish, then have some free time, then do some more. The things that are random or the things that are on schedule and the requests from people that you didn't expect won't seem so bad because, well, you've already done what you wanted to do. And that will make you feel good about yourself. So, what is the take-home point here? There's a lot of things that we have to do all the time, and that's just life. My 2 tips for today. Tip number 1 is create buffer time in your schedule for whatever it is that you have to get done. This will help you to likely accomplish those tasks sooner, which will make you feel good about yourself and motivated to do more things because you're doing a good job at accomplishing them. And second, make time for your future self by doing things that won't take that long now. Or even if they will take that long, just getting them out of the way ahead of the deadline allows you to have more time for potential pop-ups, the unexpected of life, without the feeling that there's something I planned for today and every single part of my day is getting interrupted because you've already done it. I hope this is helpful to someone, you, or a friend you know, because we're all here just trying to get things done in our lives and move on to the next level of whatever goals we have. And we don't want to feel stressed by it. We want to be happy as much as possible, I would think, at least I do. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody. Thanks for joining us today. Please visit our website at clocktips.com for more information about this podcast, how to join our ongoing research study, and more resources to help you improve your time intuition, sleep, and productivity. If you found this information helpful or interesting, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with others and join the discussion on our social media platforms under the handle @myclocktips. Until next time, take care of yourself.